We're live. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope all of your weeks went well. Nicole is out of town again, so she is not joining us tonight, and I have a comp tomorrow. So I've got pretty much all of my stuff situated for the comp, though, so I don't have like a ton I have to get done. I have a list in front of me of little things, but nothing wild. So tonight I'm going to dilly with a few things and, go from there. Chief, dude, trying to drag a whole roll of paper towels across my studio. Nicole is missing, so he is in need of attention. Isn't that right, Chief? What's up, buddy? So, yeah, anyway. Hey, hello, everybody. Thanks for checking in. Perfect timing. Nice shirt. Yes, this is the Satisfied Jerky shirt after Nicole got deported. So, yes. Is the studio all clean? Yes. It is looking good in here, too. It feels so nice to walk into this room now and not have to like step over things or anything like that. It's feeling pretty nice. So yeah, I would not be embarrassed to show in here in the now. There's still vehicles on the ground, but I'm not super worried about that. That's gonna happen in here. So, and the ones that are on the ground are thinning. So it's that, even better. We're moving in the right direction on all paths. Now, there's still a lot of things that I need to get taken care of in the living room and in the garage. That is the real struggle. But those things are making their ways. So, a little bit of everything's just feeling a little bit better, able to breathe a little bit easier. I have a massive cup of coffee. With a fly in it now somehow. That's disgusting. It's on an ice cube though. Man, it's literally on top of an ice cube. I mean, I can't throw away coffee though. Oh, Mike J, sorry to hear that, man. Losing pets is the worst. So, damn it. I'm still drinking it. It's fine. So, it's not even my this is cold brew coffee, which we make. And then from there, normally I add some creamer, but we're out of my favorite creamer. So that's a bummer yet. Hey, Brian Sherwood. Now that I've seen Grim Reaper, will you make me a Ripper? Brian Sherwood, I hope that you are doing well. We've all wished you the best. If you've missed some streams here or there, understandable. But seriously, just best wishes on your recovery. Hope you're feeling better. Glad you're here to join us. I hope Sue's taking good care of you. I know she is. We all know she is. You're lucky to have her. And, she has to put up with you. So I'm sure it's not all bad. But just what we get to see? No. Seriously, I hope you're doing well. Blind Garrison as well. Thank you, sir. Just ordered the VS410 Builder's Kit Canada site. Canada site? What's a Canada site? Wheels of Fortune is up. But seriously, no, that's not enough, Brian. I hope you all know that my sense of humor is very dark, very twisted, and I feel bad, but I don't feel bad. So, anyway, I don't know what that's it. One day, I would love for you to sign my Ripper. What number do you have? Tag Z710. I'd be interested to know. So yeah, let's see. What else do we have going on? My comp rig is basically ready to go. It's the one that I put together a few months ago when we were doing VXT testing. However, you will see that my servo is now located on my axle. And that's because Brandon and I were wanting to throw something together. And I had laser cut the plates, was going to weld one together. And Jim, who is Ripper Machinist on Instagram, he was like, just give me the file and I'll just make you guys some on the 5-axis. So we're like, okay, like we're not trying to pull you off of everything. So he's like, it's fine. So Jim programmed one up on the 5-axis to just hold in the vise. So not production style or anything like that. Just it's quick and dirty. It wouldn't make for a good product in the way that it was made just because it takes too much material, too long. Like making things one-off and custom is so much different than trying to make things for production. So Josh will now turn into a superhero, Flyman. Hello from Sacramento. Josh, would you mind signing my Phoenix if I make it to the comp tomorrow? Whatever you want. I'll be happy to hang out. I'm just looking. It's pretty much the same as here. It's all pretty light around there. But yeah, definitely make it out tomorrow. If you need information on anything where it's at or anything like that. But Josh is Brundlefly. I don't even know what that means. I could be saying something totally inappropriate. For some reason, I can think of a Superfly from Joe Cartoon going, oh man. I saw Jim's reel with that mount. Neat to watch. Yeah, if you don't follow Ripper Machinist, you can go find him on Instagram. And he did a quick Instagram reel showing like holding the big chunk of aluminum in the vise and the 5-axis doing all the work to it. And then he showed the final part with there. And then he showed it mounted on an axle, not in a vehicle, but I've got it mounted in here already. And then it's still running a VFD, but with an outrunner now. And to fit this, I had to shorten my VFD. But it's kind of ugly underneath there. Besides that, I got to sneeze really bad, which is awkward on a stream. Holy shit, Josh hasn't seen The Fly. I've seen The Fly, but that was like, I've seen like was it like a 50s movie? 40s, 50s? What is it? Black and white phone booth with the fly in there. Brr. Number 142, bronze. One of the few bronze cars. Where's the comp tomorrow? It is at Folsom Lake at Oak Beach. So you go in the Granite Bay entrance, kind of go back, go around and, Oak Beach. There's a parking lot up top where you can we'll be dropping down to it where all the cars will be parked. We should be fairly easy to find, but, the original, so nostalgia of you. I've seen the 80s. Oh, I have not seen the 80s one. Is it still a lake though? So actually, yes, freaking California has been out of water, right? But Folsom Lake was super high all year. And then they drained it here this time of year. So it's as low as I've ever seen it. And now it's, barely a lake, which gives us a lot of room to comp crawl, because one of the times I was there before that, there was no rocks showing. It was wild. Jeremy Burris, hello, sir. I got your package, but I didn't know that it was the one coming from you because it didn't say anything on the outside. I was like, oh. So I opened it. I was like, oh, crap, this is the one from Jeremy. So I saw it. Nicole isn't here, though, so I didn't bring it tonight. She is in San Francisco. What's the IG for, Josh? My Instagram? Oh, what's IG? I mean Instagram. Is that what you mean? Or do you mean what is my Instagram? Just ordered my second Wheels of Fortune. Awesome. Yes, I put up Wheels of Fortune right before I left the office. Like, I was walking out the door. I was like, and they got a bunch done. I didn't pick any this time. I didn't have time today, but they got a bunch done, so I put them up. Is it really a lake or a reservoir? I mean, I think it's a man-made lake. Nicole isn't here tonight because she's terrorizing Florida. Hurricane Nicole. Well, I mean, if you're in Florida, best wishes. But jokes are jokes. Did you start Vanquish Products? No, Vanquish Products started in 2009. And I joined Vanquish Products in 2016. So it had been going 7 years before me, and I've been there coming up on 7 years. Or did I cross 7 years? What, 16? What year is it? I've been there 6 years, going on. It'll be 7 soon. Yeah. Where are the robots? I've got one of them right behind me. I would like to take this tomorrow, but I doubt there'll be time. And I still need to paint the body, and I don't want to run it until the body's been painted. But this is my Deluxe Fab Sportsman, or 2.2S, whatever you would like to call it. But that's an axial hardline body on top. Axial Capra axles. Shifts GT3 servo. It's got a deluxe portal transmission in there. Holmes Hobbies Crawlmaster Magnum stubby motor, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty slick. So this thing is this thing will be a crawling machine. It's got the loaded dice wheels with the tungsten weights in the front. So you can, yeah, there you can see how they tuck way inside the wheel or tire, whatever you want to call it. There you go. Focus. Camera. Hello. Hello. There it is. Then it loses it. That. It's gone. It's back. It's gone. Whatever. Tony, what's going on, sir? I have a painted hardline body I can bring. Black and orange. Oh, that is nice. XR tint. I want to paint. I really don't know what I want to paint it, though. That's like I don't know what to do there. It's hard to decide. That's the future. This is the future and the past, right? So this is where so much of the stuff we do now came from, is from these things. The thanks for the heads up on the Wheels of Fortune. I've been refreshing all day waiting and gave up this afternoon. Well, there you go. It's there was a decent amount up, but I don't expect them to last all that long. You should paint it blue with a big Subaru on the side. What's going on, Alex? So yeah, I've seen a paint job that be good for that. Moose jaw, interesting. I like it. If it sounded specifically like a paint job that I didn't have to do, even better. Morning from a hot sunny day down in Oz. Already beer o'clock, so perfect timing for the stream. 2016 was inception of the VS410 for release in 29, correct? 2017 would have been the inception of it. So Perry G, thank you, sir. Bought a new overdrive for the front of my 10.2 for the comp tomorrow, then hit supplier issues Wednesday at the mill, and now I have to work. So bummed. I'm bummed you won't be able to make it as well. That does suck. So yeah, that's the, yeah, but I'm looking forward. This thing, I mean, it will just be a crawling machine. This is completely ready to run right now. The battery is in it right here in the next to the front servo on that mount. So it's completely ready to run, and it's just so dead stable. I can't wait to crawl it and see how it performs and everything else, because it should just be a billy goat. Josh, thoughts on TWS? I got one of the CTS VTRs, and not a fan. It's basically just like an MST, which I'm not a big fan of either. I'm much more onto the performance side. I gave mine to Alex, one of our mods in here, because somehow it's Alex is where I send cars that made me so mad I didn't finish them. So Alex ended up with that one. This is the yes. Thank you, JJ. This is the Asylum chassis. It's actually the whole Asylum kit. I basically bought this thing. All the parts were there. It was just, I had to put a body on it. Well, I didn't have to. It came with a body, which was ugly, so I didn't run it. But it came with a body, and I had to add tires. You could get the deluxe tires if you want, which is what I did on the 2.2 Pro, which is this one. These are the deluxe tires, which are like a Rover, is where they were based. And this is the deluxe. What's the name of this one? Dang it. I can't remember. It's their whole 2.2 Pro kit, their whole super light MOA axles, which, I mean, this car is even more, like this one's going to perform really well, but this one is going to just be ridiculous. It's the Mercenary. I don't know, that's what it's called. These are just the cars that you look cool, like walking with it hanging on your shoulder. Like, oh, it's my Mercenary. They're both ridiculously cool. But if you're like a scale guy and you want like to take the next step into cars that are going to perform really well, like you're like, oh, LCG is cool. It's like, they're okay. They're kind of cool. People like trying to, like, if you're not going to follow like scale rules, just build something cool like this. Like the LCG ones with like the cut bodies that are slammed down. I'm like, that looks retarded. Sorry. I apologize not to use the word. But just build something that looks cool like one of these. Oh, pin tonight's code. Thank you, Dana. I didn't see Gunner. I missed him. Is he in here? There he is. Hello, Gunner. Have your shirt on. Did I miss another one? I missed one from Wrapped Graphics. Thank you, Wrapped Graphics. Thank you for the Australian cash. I pinned tonight's code from Satisfied Jerky. You can go get 10% off at Satisfied Jerky. Go get some turkey jerky as well. Trust me. Go get regular jerky, but then pick up turkey jerky. It's worth it. It's amazing. We got new deluxe axles in yesterday. Oh, where at, Chris Barr? Where are you out of? The show falls apart without Nicole. I know. Somehow, I'm always having to... And it's because I have to wrangle her in. It's not because she is not the she is the liability. Always. But when I was like, oh, I spend so much time wrangling her that. So anyway, there's things that should be working on. I've got some batteries to charge for tomorrow. I need to make sure that I've got some big packs charged as well, so I can buddy charge off of that stuff. Just a few little things to... Oh, at Key City. Oh, nice. I didn't know they were carrying the full axles. Why are the front wheels so angled out? It's either just because I haven't checked the toe, or I can, I don't know, either way. Is your compact ready, or do you need to rebuild it before you leave in the morning? Dan, it's pretty much good to go. I've got some body mount minor stuff to do. Like a rear body mount. It's basically all I need. I lowered the body some more, so I used my old body to like test the theory. I really should 3D print my front bumper. But other than that, it's pretty much good to go. I switched to the servo on axle, so I've got the stubby in there, and I've used one of the Holmes 500 LP stubby servos. So I took out my Reefs 888 for this one, which I do love this servo. Direct power 888. It's a beast of a servo, but I wanted to run the low profile. So, and then when I took that out, I also took out the 300 IS comp spec winch. What is this? Oh, this one of those little tiny BECs. that I use with the direct power stuff. But I took the winch out since we're not winching tomorrow. So why go with servo on axle? Because the rules that we're going to run locally have no, there's like, you have to run a scale body, you have to run bumpers. That's really like all there is to the scale rules. And like, so it's just like, okay, like I'll just run that because it's super low, and that's it, you know. 300 IS is too weak for comp. Honestly, like I run in my other comp trucks, I've got the Holmes, that the, you know, crazy fast, ridiculous one, and it's great. But if your scale truck is fairly light, this 300 IS, the comp spec one, this is the comp spec, so it's super fast. And it's great because I ran it in this truck when I had it set up as basically class 2 legal, and I actually really liked this little guy, and the fact that it's all in one. I was just like, I may end up going to these just because I really like the low pro, and the speed was great. So, you know, who won the speed challenge? I did. Hooray for me. Is that winch? Is that white winch? No, that's just my camera. It's just hot in here. Like hot lights. It's silverish. Silver bells. Josh, who put this batch of wheels together? Jimmy and Joey both built these wheels for the most part. I'm not sure if Dan did any or not. But I didn't get in on any of these this time. What is Thanks, baller. Sending I gotta watch what you say. Hello to Nolan and Andy though. Damn it, Tony won the speed challenge, the rest cheated. Tony won in the hearts of everyone whose favorite beverage is Mountain Dew. I do love Fig Newton. This sticker is dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newtons. I still have my Fig Newton windshield that was on there. The I created these the hard way. So like I made the decal or the artwork myself, cut the white outline, then cut, or a white background, then cut a red one and cut a blue one, and then hand laid them over each other. And because I was out of time, so I had to do it the only way. Is the Magpul theme due to interest in? So, as a rule of the channel, I don't talk about politics or firearms. I am I hate one of them and I'm a fan of the other. You can guess which one is which. But I like that body. Yes. But I don't, for YouTube reasons, I don't like to talk about either on here. So, anyway, there you go. Finally, the Wheel of Fortune is back in stock. Ordered. How do the gray tanks go with gold scarn rings? That's what, ooh. I mean, so I do love, right now, my favorite combo of things is like gold. I love the gold right now. So when I'm picking stuff, I don't pick a lot of orange. I don't. I kind of stay away from the orange stuff when I'm picking people's wheel sets. And I'm not saying I don't pick any orange. I just don't pick up a ton. So I do like gold though. I do put a lot of gold stuff in there. So, oh yeah, no religion stuff either, but those are just stream. Listen, I get bombarded with all of it all the time. Nicole, big fan of politics. It literally makes my insides boil. Like, Hate all of them. Anyone who's in it, dislike them strongly. I don't care what side. I dislike all of them. That's enough of that, because like I said, it starts to make me just... And then, the rest of it just all is bad news for discussion and on the internet. But traffic, nursing homes, and lot lizards used to be acceptable topics. Still acceptable topics. Correction, Mike J. So, there you go. Chief, and since Nicole has been gone today, Chief and Suki have been just monsters running around. So what was your favorite news story this week? I don't watch the news. The only news that I watch is my own news while I'm editing the scale news. I love the gold wheel hardware. Oh, I do too. Do I have gold wheel hardware in here? I do. So this is like one of my favorite combos right now, is a clear wheel with a clear beadlock ring, a gold IFR, and gold, or the GR8 scale hardware. I think that's just such a slick combo. But on the Wheels of Fortune stuff, clear wheels come with black rings. So I normally just give like a gold IFR of some sort or some color. Or if I do a clear ring, I'll give a gold beadlock, or a clear wheel, I'll give a gold beadlock ring. I'm just like, yes. Just finished watching the TRX 4000 videos. That whole truck was totally unnecessary and ridiculous, but I'm here for it. Yeah, there will be more of that truck. I feel like, we're right at like that 28 pound range right now. I'm pretty sure I need to do another video on it, but by the end of the next video, I feel like I need to be at 50 pounds or close to it. Where do you get most of your carbon fiber pieces that you don't make? I don't know that I don't make any of my own. Why do I have like 2 flies in here now? Or, well, one was in my coffee and then there's another one. I never have flies. But see, I think I make all my own carbon fiber stuff. Whether it be pressed carbon, like this fancy piece, or flat plate stuff, then I just cut it myself. Yeah. So if someone was asking for carbon fiber parts, I would say go to Send Cut Send. That mane is glorious. Thanks. It's getting it's beyond ridiculous. The RC Underdog, what's going on, Paul? What are the process y'all use to pick the Wheels of Fortune random generator site? Spin a wheel, darts? Nope, it is just a bunch of us clowns who... So I'll tell you my we don't have a set way that anybody has to do it. Really, I'll give you all some insider on a couple of things. The only wheels right now that we're like, hey, don't pick these. Like we're to the point like, hey, don't pick these for Wheel of Fortune. So, just saying, if 310s are your favorite, those are like a hey, because the 310s may be going away for a little while. So if you're like a Vanquish collector and you're trying to like get in on that insider trading, that's gonna, the wheels are gonna go for more money in like 3 years, then pick them up. But otherwise, no, they might. I don't know how long they'll be gone for or not. They're in stock now though. Beyond that, when I go and pick them, I'll go in the room and I grab 10 pair of one wheel style and color. So like I'll go in and I'll go to the black tanks, which is like one of my favorites. So I'll go grab 10 bags and I'll take those out, and that will make 5 wheel boxes. So 2 go in each box. And then I go in and I'll go to like the IFRs or the stylized beadlock rings, and I'll grab 20 out. So I'll grab 20 of 5 different colors, which you'll understand that that's way too many. But I'll grab them all out, and I have to take all those products out of stock on the website. So go adjust stock. And then I go out and I have those 5 wheel boxes already done. And then I'll grab 5 different combos of the wheels or the rings, IFR or stylized, and I'll add them to those boxes. Then I add my hubs, close it up. Now that still leaves me a bunch of IFRs and beadlock rings that are there and taken out of stock. But that way I can go grab 5 more sets of wheels of a different color or style. And I can grab some from those ones that I chose before, or I can go grab more. And that gives me like a stockpile to work from. So that's how I choose mine. Everyone probably has their own method, the guys that do it. And that's just the way that I do it. Like I said, it's really just those of us who work there and do RC. Like, hey, go pick wheels that you think might be cool. Now, do I think that all the styles that everyone picks is cool? No. I've yelled at someone. I was just like, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe you thought that that looked good. And he felt bad. He's like, what? How does that not look good? I'm like, that is hideous. Those 2 colors clash terribly, and you should feel bad. But I don't think that he actually did feel bad. So, you know. There we go. I bet I lost a bunch of stuff or missed a bunch of people in there, but such a wheel elitist. I know. It's color. I'm just like, how do you think that that color and that color next to each other look okay? Well, that's why, that's why everybody gets different styles. Jeremiah, thank you, sir. Can we get an update tour of your room? Let's see it worse. Yeah, you can, I think. Let me add my... Let me add this. Do I have enough slack? Hold, please. Let me go this way. Oh, okay. Add a video capture device. Add existing. No, create new. NVIDIA. Oof. There we go. So, almost broke it. I know, I hit the HDMI cord. Anyway. I guess. So, as I sit here, this is what I see from... I guess I can just make this. You can just see the full... I've got... So, when I'm sitting here at the computer, right in front of me... Jesus, this is big. There is the keyboard, and I've got my little like whiteboard thing with marker. My speaker above it. There is the camera. Oof, it's very dark. See, it's my camera. I've got 2 screens. Look at that. That's one. That's the other. It's what I see on a live stream. I've got my audio recording device. Those are my EVGA XR1s. So the one on the right is the one that has a camera going into it currently because you can see all the colors. The red one means there's no input. There is my gigantic cup of coffee. So let's see. Oh, finish the desk. That's my new Thermotronics soldering station, which is freaking incredible. That's I can't remember what it's called. That set is called, but it's cool. B camera, indicator base with a indicator on it. Yeah, let's... Chief, bro, calm your shit. Let's see. Over there, you've got paper printer, some Milwaukee tools, my 3D printer, the shelves. That is a framed poster that says, do what you love and you'll, and then the next part of it that's crossed out says never work a day in your life. But then the part that's not crossed out and in red says, so it's do what you love and you'll work super fucking hard all the time with no separation or boundaries, and also take everything extremely personally. So, back to the desk as your datum. I've got some storage bins over here. That goes all the way to the floor. TRX4M, a scale, my charger. Those are all cell blocks, SCX24 stuff. Camera batteries, super glues. And then that's all my organized bins of stuff. So links shorter than 80 millimeter, 80 to 100. Down there's 100 to 120. It's longer than 120. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. Over there's more shelving with a bunch of, that's where all like my inventoried boxes are. Trucks. Everything's in bins and organized. Like these bins, each one is organized properly. So you see the shelves with everything on it. And then those are all the trucks that are currently on the ground. That's the old drag bolt over there. That's the class 1 truck that's for sale. That's a new honcho. That's a flip that truck. The base camp that's for sale. The ugly truckling tuber thing. That's the YJ on the mini Capra build that will happen. A bunch of parts. The robots. A couple of boxes of new trucks. There you go. There's your tour. What's the orange buggy? Which one was the orange buggy? Okay, so I missed I'm going to go up and see if, what did I miss? Josh has a sign that says beatings will continue. Moral praise. I got blue 105s, got middle stylized rings. It was nice. Yes. Are the D44 axles discontinued? No, they're running constantly. They keep going on the site and keep selling super fast. So, sorry. Video screen grabbed the tabs. I didn't have any tabs open. Where's your vision board? Fly juice. Always been curious if it's a possibility for RC company to produce 100% of their product in-house, or at least scoured all in the US. Is it possible? Of course. Would it be feasible? It would be very, very, very expensive. There's some things that would be so expensive to do that it's become like, to have any ability to do it in the US for the price, it was astronomical. Where do you keep the lube and toy? Wait, there. Oh, that's the wrong RC channel. You're right. Is that my Ripper hood waiting to be anodized? Tony, that is a Ripper hood like, oh no, that's another Blem one. I think there's another one. Such a train wreck. You're crazy, Mike J. This is actually very decent. Can I go shopping in your room? Brian, no. Whatever happened to flip that truck? Nobody freaking watched it. It was so much work and it performed so poorly. So I was just like, I need to sell the trucks that I had accumulated for it and just let that series die. I wish that it would have done better. Didn't even show off the cats. They're not running around in the room right now. Otherwise, is that IKEA shelf the white one? Is that a IKEA shelf? What? No, that is, I tell you what, that is actually like, I think that came out of a Kohl's, like the department store. it came out of a Kohl's that closed down, and somehow I ended up with it. I don't know. I don't remember the whole story. I've had it for at least 10 years. More info on the C1 truck. Showcase. I can pull that out and show you that truck off. I put it on the website, but I didn't put a ton of details. You need to put more trucks on your for sale page. I know. I'll get around to it. I love to flip that truck. Yeah, there just wasn't very many. How do I get Vanquish to speed up my orders? We've been trying. We've had shipping guys have been busy. No paint on the robots yet? No, Tom. I know. I'll get there. Chris Barr, thanks, sir. We are playing with the frame railing, a UTB 18 skid run C1 with the sand scorcher body. It will still fall in the new rules rectangles. This truck will be so easy to frame rail. Like, I'm just going to draw something up and cut one here at home because I have the CNC here. But like, I'm going to be able to just knock out a frame rail thing for this in no time. Like, that's the nice thing about flat rail chassis is just about anybody can do them super quick. But my plan is to take this Tamiya Wrangler Heart YJ, and we're going to convert the mini Capra to it because it's almost perfect already. So the width is going to be great, and the wheelbase is just barely off. Going to need a little bit of a stretch in the rear. So yeah, I'm going to frame rail it, build this, cut the roof off, cut the fender flares off. Little cage, little interior, and it's going to be sick. So here is the C1. One thing I would say on the UTB 18 for C1 though is like I have my concerns on strength. So I guess I can show it with the body on first. So this is what chassis was this? You guys will I can't remember. I think it's a G-Speed. I think so, because there's a G-Speed logo right there. But bobbed Toyota body, patinaed and dented. I don't always love the dented style, but it's okay on this. It's got a really nice exo cage on it. Goes all the way back. It's not currently C1 legal without covering these shocks. So either I'll have to do that or the next owner will. So, collectible 310s on it. What's going on, Ben? There's so much dust in here. So, outside. Oh, and it has the I see. Yes, 310s. And what are these? Landmines. If you're having focus issues, check. Yeah, I'm not out of focus. Can I pay you to pick my parts for a scratch build? I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work. Where do I have to pick them from? So, the exo cage, it goes down, it like touches the sliders, but doesn't like just pop right on, or it pops right off at the same time. It's actually pretty handy. And like I said, the exo cage, it just fits fairly decent. I don't love exos, but this one, how it dives in, I'm a fan. Beyond that, it's got the Team Garage Hack forward motor mount with the Team Garage Hack transfer case for overdrive. It's got a fusion system in it. So incision drive shafts. This is a G11 Three Brothers servo. Yeah, just kind of simple but clean. Camera can focus. Josh, not so much. Nail, meat hammer. So there we go. That is the C1. And I've got this listed on the website already. Better raise the price with those wheels on it. Giving away all the secrets here. There's no secrets. Oh, the panhard screw just came out. Well, that's interesting. That needs a longer screw anyway. That is too short. Better fix this junk. Just selling beaters to people. Put it on the list. Something else to fix. How hard to convert it to a C2? Obviously, ditch the chassis. Let's see. The Ford motor mount and the transfer case were solid pieces. You could convert it, but it's like the body and all that, like it kind of just goes together. It seems like, I mean, you could sell all that part off, but you're not really transferring enough. I would say if you're going to build a C2, I'd go a different way. So, um, can I send you $1,000 and you make me a VP mystery box? No, no, I want nothing to do with this liability. Have you seen the CEN F450 top speed build off? Corrosion Customs and some others are getting into it, are trying to get them to 100 miles per hour or as close as possible. They've got an open diff, so I guess it'd be possible. I have not seen any of it though. No. The carbon titanium C1 seems cheap. It's mainly compensation for my anguish. Is there any news about 2023 scale nationals? There's not yet. I'm hoping that it will be out here on the West Coast. That's my hope. So yeah. I will send you some pics on Instagram. Sweet. Awful picture. My quality's good. I've got, you should be able to have 1080 at 60 FPS even if you want. So it's got to be something else. Is it Clodbuster scale? Only if it's got, what were they called? Moab, 40 series Moabs on it. I still think Josh is going to give, Nicole's going to give Josh man curls. She could, but it kind of does it on its own. So. Josh is currently some high quality ugly. So I'm on 1080 60 and can see the booger in your right. My right or yours? Oh my goodness. I have a set of 40 series Moabs right here. Holy crap. That's some old school. Did Ravensdale RC mention that he got one of your Wheel of Fortune pick? No. He knew because the orange bit's in the box. Well, there you go. Congratulations. And good to see you, Nikki. I'm late. What did I miss? A lot. We did a studio tour. I showed around that. Got a comp tomorrow as well down here in Tucson, running pro scale rules, no winching. Same here, no winching. Our rules are very basic. 475 tires, got to have front and rear bumpers. Scale-ish body, has to be painted as well. That's one of the rules. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's pretty light past that. You know, should be. I got a text from Dean, who was organizing it. About bringing some stuff tomorrow. Just double check. Oh yeah, happy Veterans Day. Any of you veterans, check in specifically. We can thank you. Who mispacked more, you or Brandon? Brandon holds the record currently. Even with him packing the least amount of Wheels of Fortune, he still has the highest number. Hoorah! There, Veterans Day. Audio is cutting out. Is that me? Still shows that it's fairly consistent over here. Again, keep checking in if you're a veteran. Thank you all. Former KISS Army. That's pretty funny. I just have to say it's funny. Brandon mispacked mine. Ah, dang it. So the very first batch of the wheels that we did, like the very first time we went in there, it was like, okay, kind of coming up with a process. I screwed up the first like maybe 40 sets I did. And I only put 2 of the IFR rings in each box. So I had to stop and go have them all cut open, fixed, and then resealed. I told Brandon the mistake. I said, here's the mistake I made. And he goes, oh, I can see that. All right, I'll make sure not to do that. And then it might have been on his second batch where he did like 20 just like that, where he only put 2 in there. It was cool to see your room and workspace. Well, there you go. It's a little bit of that. I still want to do it. I need to do a toolbox one because the tools, I do have a second camera here that I could set up better. Even if it's just the top drawer of this thing. Whew. Are we on slow mode to keep Matt from spamming his OnlyFans in here? It's for the real spammers. They're good. They're just, they could really get that. They could get the spam in quick. So, hello, IR late. So let me grab stuff too, so I can help. Sorry, I hate to text on here, but it's for stuff for the comp tomorrow, which is important. I want to peek inside your drawer. What are we drinking tonight? We're drinking cold brew coffee with that had a fly in it. So yeah, Josh, I plan to come out to Folsom tomorrow. However, my CCO1 isn't up and running 100%. Just come anyway. Just come hang out. Like, come say hello. Just come have a good time. Like, you know, come run my truck through a course if you want. Like, it'll be fine. Just come out. You don't have to have a truck at all. It'll be fine. Just come have fun. It's more fun to just come hang out anyway. Competing's stressful. All right, where is my HDMI cord? Hold, please. Let's do a... Ah, I do have it plugged in, so there's that. What in the world is that? This is a camera. So this here is a dolly. So you can turn it, and then you turn these axles like this. So, and then if you've got the camera pointed at something, you can do this little panning around it to give it like a nice smooth shot. And depending on how you adjust the axles, this depends on how it rotates around it. It's a very handy piece for shooting desk shots. So, highly recommend. I guess I can just leave it pointed that way though. It'd be cooler if it was RC. I have an RC one. Do I have it here? I don't have it here. I'll have to bring it for the next time. But I have a full, it's got steering. It's got a regular like Fly Sky style radio. and it was made by a company called, I can't remember how it was branded, but it was actually made by the same company that owns Team Associated overseas. The brand is called Thunder Tiger, and they're the owners of Team Associated and whatnot. And they made it, and they sent it to me. They're like, "Hey, try this thing." Let me again change this to, is it this one? Hero? No. Let's try this one. Okay, cancel. The dolly needs some crawlers on it. It's got nice skateboard wheels. Let me see if I can change this camera input real quick. Oh, wait, no. Dang it. It's not letting me choose it because it says that it's busy. I don't know which one it's plugged into. I have too many cameras in here. Pretty sure this should be on. Don't know why it would say that that was busy though. That's nothing. You can't see or hear anything probably. Okay, glad I fixed that. Yay, on live IT issues. Pretty sure it's one of these. Okay, well, none of that is working. I wish that I could. I guess I can't show you toolbox stuff. It might work better if I tried doing a little bit of pre-production or, anything like that. But, oh well. Sorry, you get no view of the toolbox because I can't figure out why this thing doesn't want to work. Dang it. Uh, I think it's called a slider. No, I have a slider too, which a slider is just a rail, so it goes side to side. I've got a dolly like this, but is actually RC. I'm so glad that you told me Thunder Tiger is the parent company of Associated. Now I noticed. I think that that's public knowledge. Camera can't side hill for Jack. Needs 2 pair of sand tires. I sold the mystery box. The RC4 Drive mystery box sold on last weekend's cleanup. Camera might work better. It's turned on already. You can't see it because the backside of this. Well, and if I unplug the HDMI, then wait, is it not? It's on. I'm pretty sure that that was working just fine. I don't think that that was the issue, but we should double check just in case. I turned it off and back on again, and then it started working. But one more time, I'm just going to check. You guys, you just don't have to see anything, but where is it? Meet video capture device. That. Sorry. Okay, it's not working. It doesn't work. Okay, when I unplug it, it still doesn't show up. I was like, I know this thing was on the whole time, but whatever. It does this. You can only use the input device one time. So if like a different is one is trying to use it, then this. It's a whole thing. Sorry. Not going to get into the IT side even more. Are you going to run the Limitless? I mean, at some point, it's over there. I just need to finish it. Jeremiah, thank you, sir. I ordered when you guys did the first batch. Mine was gray tanks and orange scarns, clear 350 hubs. Don't like the orange though. Who thought that was a good combo? It's popular, so I would think that would be a good combo. So, so yeah, I don't think I picked yours. I think I saw the box, but still, I don't like the. I want Vanquish SCX 6 universals. Ah, I know what you mean. I was building an inner cage for a truck I have and was having trouble bending a tube. I could never get it to line up with the A-pillar of my hard-body Blazer. How do you get your tubes to line up? I mean, I guess it kind of depends. If I'm building to like a body that's already done, sometimes I'll use this, which is my TIG filler wire, and I'll bend until I can, because this stuff's super easy to work with. I can just use pliers to like bend and put it in spot, and then I can just make sure that it's like just perfectly against the body, and then I can take it out and then bend my tube until it matches at those profile points, and just so that it doesn't go past. But it's something like that. I try and pull a template or something of, something that I can reference back and forth to, and it kind of the easiest thing for me. Otherwise, I'll over engineer and I'll 3D scan and or 3D design and print and the whole thing. So, but if I'm just like, if right now you were like, hey, try and pull this tube as quickly as possible so you can get something to match, this is what I would use. Or if you don't have TIG filler wire because you don't TIG weld, go cut up a coat hanger or just something disposable, cheap, and that will hold its shape. That's the hard part. Like with this stuff which this is just like plain carbon steel TIG filler, so it's cheap. Buy a pound of it for next. Baling wire wouldn't be bad, but you never get straight pieces of baling wire. My baling wire would always be like in a mess. Vape wire works. What's that called? Canthal? Is that right? Canthal wire? Josh, I called Hobbytown in SoCal and they asked for a Vanquish kit and they said they don't carry Vanquish ever since Vanquish went under. I don't know what to tell you. That has never been the case. Maybe they are confused to which brand we are. I don't know. I had to weld toe tube together so I would line up to make it. Wait, two tubes to get. Ryan. So if you're using one of my favorite ways for that type of stuff, if you are, to make things like easier on yourself, if you've got 3/16 DOM tubing, which is like the best all around, tube to use for 10 scale trucks, make your first bend and then, cut it wherever, drill out that one side with an 1/8 inch drill bit, like just maybe, a quarter of an inch or so. And then you can sleeve it with a piece of 1/8 inch solid rod. It'll just go in there. And then that gives you like a perfect slip joint to do the same thing on the other side. And you're able to just really like dial it in. That works so well. That is absolutely one of the like my favorite ways to get things to slide together or to like do a complicated bend. Tom Havel, thank you, sir. Just wanted to say thanks for doing these live streams. I'll be in San Jose next week, hopefully in Sacramento soon. Make the trip, sir. We'll get together. Be good to see you again. Bring your Angry Birds helmet, please. Joker 510714. Just joining. Where are the comps? Do you plan on having running videos of the Sporty Deluxe kit? The comp tomorrow is at Folsom Lake out here. Same place I was filming the mini Capra, wherever that thing went. And I'm going to shoot video tomorrow of the comp. And then also, yes, I do need to do videos of the Capra and the Deluxe MOA. I need to do both. I'm going to get that one painted first, but I really think that Deluxe Asylum Sporty kit, it's such a solid little fun kit. More people should get it just because it's like that perfect step towards like a real performance crawler from where a lot of people are going right now. I think it makes tons of sense. So yeah. What's the white body on your right? My right, white body. Like which one? There's 3 here that are white-ish. J Bam. Which one did you mean? Hey Josh, ordered the Vanquish Phoenix straight axle kit. What's a good cheap servo for overdrive and dig? You know the one I would buy right now? I haven't tested it myself, but the one I would buy right now would be that new EcoPower 130T, I think it's called. It's a low profile servo. Because I really like the low profile servos for the shifting and stuff. But I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, just get it like a cheapo RTR grade servo. You know, spend $20 or so. Any recommendations on RC4 drive hard body mounts for the VS410? Yeah. Don't I have a bunch of them? Someone sent me a bunch of these, and I have to remember. So these are for the VS410, and this is like RC four-wheel drive Chevy Blazer, RC four-wheel drive Toyota 4Runner. Which one is this? The Mojave 2. Blazer converted truck, 87. Who sent me these? Shrink RC. SHRINK. Shrink RC. I believe that he can be found on Instagram. I'm not sure if he has a website. EcoPower 115T. I think that was what I was. Yeah, that's correct. So is the 299 Reefs overkill for overdrive and dig? I mean, I've got some of like the low profile stuff, like the good low profile stuff on some of my trucks as well. It's just like if you want to spend the money, get a nice metal case servo and everything, like it's a pretty good option. But yeah, if you're looking to mount a hard body on VS410, check out this Shrink RC. I mean, it'll just bolt right up for you. Took all the hard work out of it. Not a bad deal, right? Where's the better half tonight? She is in San Francisco. So she'll be back tomorrow. There you go. I was cleaning this weekend and I ran across these. I was like, oh yeah, these are all those hard body mounts for the VS410. Coincidence, you ask. The one time I'm like, I know right where they are. Shrink RC has an eBay store as well. Haha. Huzzah. So, any ideas on integrating a Nerf blasting obstacle for a... Does Nerf make a blaster that has enough oomph to like affect a 10th scale truck? Because it sounds fun. Like, I like the idea. Yeah, wait. Mega Blaster. Only one way to find out. I have a Nerf gun that I've been modifying with a lipo and new motors and aluminum flywheels. It left a welt on my leg for 3 days. Oh man, I hear you and Matt are coming to the Badlands for 2023. I think that I don't think that that is going to be the case, but I do think I'm going to try and make. What's the other big one? I think it's in Kentucky. No, it's the Beat the Creek. I think that one. I think that one like fell at a decent time in the year. Was like a nice big event because I want to go to. I'd like to go to a couple events in the Midwest or further east, even. You know, like if it can't be the Midwest, like Ohio would do. Even though it means I'd have to go to Ohio, but still. But I want to go. I'd like to make it to a couple out there. And there's Matt. So Beat the Creek is one that I would like to make it to. Beat the Creek's in Kentucky. Yes, that makes sense. In Kentucky, I do like Kentucky. Nicole loves Kentucky. Tennessee is like one of my favorites. But Kentucky is still very cool. So Matt's got a live built Crete the Breek. Yes, and I'll see if I can make Matt venture down as well. He could drive to Kentucky. I think they would let him in. You know, like, I think he'd get questioned a lot in Kentucky. Like, where are you from? We don't see shirts like those around here. So but that's the one. Ah, heck, sure. See the Colonel's house. Yeah, yeah. Beat the like button. Y'all have buttons all the way up. I feel like there's just sometimes it's just the bottom one. Like it's open shirt most of the time. Matt's got a live build this weekend for any of you nostalgia fans. Matt is building. That's what he's doing. He's building a Tamiya Ultimate mid-motor thing. No. Kyosha. It's already been builted. Oh, it's already been built. Kyosho Optimo Mid. I think it's Ultima. Ultima? It's the Kyosha Nissan Altima Mid. Yeah, the fly juice is kicking in. You'd think. I was so tired driving home today that I was just like, I'm going to have to drink coffee when I get home. Matt, if you don't put Nissan Altima Mid across the side of your Kenosha model, you know. I can't. I've obviously been too sleep deprived for no good reason either. Kentucky Ultimate Midriff. Can you recommend a pair of snap ring pliers for the SAD shocks? Russ, yes, I can. These are the ultimate ones that you need. These are by Nipix, which are a little expensive, but they're the best. And these are specifically the 4811J0. 4811J0. They also have an A0 as well, which I think is a 90-degree version of these. These are the straight, but these things are amazing. They're the perfect size for those pliers and or for those snap rings in general. I actually have these listed in the description of the S8E shocks as well, for like if you're looking for a recommendation. I've got them listed on the Vanquish website in the description. And yeah, the Nipix brand though are hands down they are expensive. I apologize for that. If you want to try and find a brand that makes the same specs as these, go to the Nipix one and like look them up. But if you want to spend the extra, I can recommend them. What are your thoughts on this Speedy RC chassis U4 Phoenix setup? I've owned one of the RC Speedies, and my experience with it was not good as far as the geometry. I specifically had the Capra moon buggy. However, I believe that that's been fixed, the issues that I had. So the craftsmanship of the actual cage was fine. It was just like the geometry was bad. But that one was the moon buggy version, and I think that that's been fixed. It was for the Capra. The ones for the VS410, they look good. I have not had them personally. So I got some Nipix dikes from the Mack truck, and they're worth every penny. Yeah, like I needed a new set of flush cuts, and someone's like, you should just get the Nipix flush cuts. I was like, that's a great idea because I love the other Nipix tools. And yeah, the Nipix flush cuts are the absolute best as well. I love these things. It's hard to understand the price of tools like Nipix until you've owned them for a few years. I mean, I do have some cheap tools. Like I've got like my needle nose, these things are Harbor Freight cheapies. And they get the job done, but there is little things about them. Like I do have some nice pliers as well, and I would like to have a nice, some of the nicer Nipix ones like this, but these get the job done. So I've got, I've got the range. I've got nice stuff. I've got cheap stuff. So snip cuts should be cheap since they get destroyed. They do get destroyed, but even when it is nice to have the nice ones still, because even though they do, the jaws can get damaged. They just do cut flush better. Best cheap tool. Ooh, I like that question. Let's see. I like this one a lot. Is there any in here that I like better that are cheap? Oh, no, I got it. I have a hands down winner for this one. It is this. This is my $5 jeweler's hammer from Harbor Freight that I've had at least 10 years, probably more. And it is the best tiny hammer for RC stuff. I always need something that just needs a little tap. And this hammer has got so much I mean, you can see how much like the brass is swedging even at the you can't really, but can you see it on that side? Yeah, like you can see I've used the crap out of it, and it is awesome. $5 hammer, best cheap tool I have. Why do you recommend a hammer in RC? If you don't know why you need a hammer in RC, you got to build more. You always need a little hammer. That hammer is $1.50 on eBay. Could not be a better investment. Like you need to center punch something to drill. It's the hammer to grab because you don't want to put too. You got to knock a seized bearing out. You got to there's a million things. You got to knock a axle shaft out of a bearing, whatever it is. You got to have a little hammer. Best expensive tool. Yeah. Ooh, best expensive tool and worst most expensive tool. Okay. Best most expensive tool. I mean, the DeWalt is like what, 69, 89, 89 or 99 bucks. Like that's a pretty expensive tool in RC. And I would say that that's the best. That would be my best expensive tool. Oh. Worst expensive tool. Nacho Libre. He's not in here, so. Let's see. Worst, most expensive tool. Hmm. This is a great game. Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I have such a hard time picking a worst tool. Like, um, I don't have one. I don't have like. Was this one? These were cheap though. Can't pick a worst expensive tool. Like that's hard. Worst tool is the circle maker we know. I mean, the quality of this circle maker could use some improvement. However, I would never say it's the worst tool. And it was cheap, relatively cheap. Like you can buy versions of these that are very expensive. What about the tools in the garage? I mean, there's a lot of tools in the garage. That's pricey for a fidget spinner. I've paid more for fidget tools. Um, Least used circle maker. I mean, I don't know that it's the least used. It hasn't got a ton of use. Mm. Ooh, I did just get a new tool this week, though. Can anybody guess what this is? You'll never guess. It is electronic, and it is a measuring device. How about that? Fits in this. It's electronic measuring device. I'll let your guesses come in first before I. So, now it's for RC. So an Ethernet cable tester, which is a good guess, it is not that. Scale. Nope. Electronics. Laser measure. No, it's not like a laser tape measure. If you're asking, no, it may have a laser though. Hardness scale. Ooh, that's a cool guess, but no. Micrometer. Nope, that's in here. Calibration tool. No. PWM meter. No. Laser tape measure. Nope. Thermometer. Nope. Meth scale. Calipers of some sort. Nope. Temp gun. Nope. Depth. Vibrator. Angle finder. Micrometer. Laser tape. Nope. Laser level. No. Alignment. No. Heat. I'm reading these off. If it's right, I'll say. Heat gun. Laser level. Camber gauge. Shark with freaking laser beams. Depth gauge. Alignment. Angle. No. Still none. Load meter. A load meter. PC load letter. What does that mean? Diabetes blood monitor. 3D scanner. ESC tuner. Used for measurements in the woods. Called multimeter. Nope. Magnetize. Remember, it has a laser. It has a laser. Motor analyzer. No. Like, it's a debatable question, but no. RPM gauge. Tomas gets it. A tachometer. A laser tachometer. So you can put it on a spinny bit and it will tell you The RPMs. I can tell you so many reasons why I need it. Oh, laser to torture the cats. You're probably, if I click this, I bet I can get Chief to run in here. He knows that sound. Or this isn't the exact, my laser thermometer is the one that he knows. He knows the click of. Sookie's outside there looking at me, but she's sitting on a box. I'm not reading darts, but it's funny. Will that go in your EDC pocket? No. Let's see. Let's plug. Where's the mini Capra? I had it. I cannot. Did you check to see if his overdrive math is right? Kind of. Oh yeah, it's underneath the body. I couldn't find it because it was underneath of the YJ body. So, for we can then turn this on. But if we wanted to see, Randall told us on live Wednesday that this didn't have any timing in the motor. So it should be, because it's technically reversed polarity, black to red, red to black. So this should go the same speed forward as it goes in reverse. Let's see if he's right. So let's see. We'll just point it at the tire. 0. It's got 0 RPM. Not reflective enough. So it comes with reflective tape because it needs some sort of reflection. So we'll cut a little on things that are more reflected. It wouldn't need it. But on a tire, you can't. Come on. This will be the first time I'm ever using it. So, I mean, I've pointed it at a fan once. Now, I did read the instructions. I knew it needed this. I was just showing you. It doesn't do anything if it doesn't have the... covering it. What's that? 370? About 370, right? Oh, if I press and hold memory, does it hold it? Okay. Either way, let's go the other direction now. Three 40, 330, 340. So it is actually slower in reverse, isn't it? That's odd. Not by much, but a little bit. The numbers are upside down. But I was reading it right? So Josh must be getting ready to tune the trike. I put a tack on that too. So, but anyway, that was the reason. I actually I'm kind of surprised at that because since that it does show that it does have, it should be the same, but I guess 340 to 370 is pretty close in RPMs. I saw 330 something to 360. Yeah, it was like 337, 338 to 368, 367, somewhere there. That motor has 3 degrees of timing. I get, yeah, but it's the opposite way that I expected it to have a little bit of timing. So, is the trigger throw the same? That could be the difference. Like, there might be a slight amount of trigger difference in this radio, which there shouldn't be. It should be 50-50, but evidently not. Fascinating. Maybe. But that is one of the reasons that I was like, tell you what I need. I need myself a digital tachometer. Another useful tool. Is that tool worth it now? I mean, there'll be another time. Swap wires and use the same controller input for. Is it worth it for science? I feel like it is. I'll answer further questions while I drop the skid. Never to be used again. Not always wrong. Overdrive checker, you know. That's the worst, most expensive tool. I mean, it was like 20 bucks. So let me tell you, I've got more expensive and probably less used. Debunking Randall on Friday Night Live. A segment. You know, at least it's not a big magnetic wristband tool holder. Hey, I've seen those. Seen those. Have not been as tempted to buy. Who calibrated that equipment? You can't give me a ticket. When was the last time that particular device was calibrated? Did you follow the manufacturer's recommendations for calibration? Because if not, we can't. This ticket must be thrown out. Okay, now red to red, black to black. So now if we still get 370, 340, we can determine that indeed the trigger throw on the radio is unequal. Get in the freaking hole. Yeah, we'll just put 2 of the screws in. Look at all this science. We're not even going to tighten these up all the way. Josh, what's the upper limit of that RPM gauge? According to this, the test range is from 2.5 RPMs to 99,999 RPMs. Yeah. And accuracy is 0.05%, it says. Now, do you believe that? It's another question. So now, we're going to go forward first. Did the sticker stay on? Turn the radio back on. Yep, sticker's on there still. Okay. Testing. Going, well, forward direction on the radio, which will be reverse. Three 90? 390. So it's faster. That means I think this motor does have timing. Yeah, hear that? 311, 308, 310. It does have timing, but The radio does not have equal throw. Hmm. No, Josh, we can't hear. We don't. Oh, because my noise suppression takes out that sound. So, Randall, your motor does have timing. Does the height? Does it? I don't think that it does. I think it was just that I was trying to get it consistent, and that's when it was, getting in and out. You guys never listen to me, Phoenix says. My electronics degree just paid for itself. Knew that this motor still had to have timing. We need to have another discussion with Randall. Like, listen, Randall, my Amazon tool says that the motor does in fact have timing. Can you reverse throttle on the radio now? Okay, now we throw a 4S at it and do it again. Can we just revert? Okay, let's try reversing. Hey, listen, if I can use my Amazon tool. Throttle, steering reverse, throttle limiting. No, this does not have reversing throttle. It has steering reverse, but throttle, it does not. No, this radio, which is the SLT2, so you can see the trim, steering, and well, I guess it's just steering rate and steering trim. On the back, whoops, wasn't that bad. Sounded worse than it was. Jesus. He dropped something. Got it. God damn. Anyway, on the back side, you can see it has a throttle limiting 50, 75, 100, and then steering reversing. So, no, we can't reverse the throttle. But I'm glad we didn't check that before we went through the hassle of switching the wires anyway, because that would have made us feel dumb. I mean, it makes me feel dumb that I didn't check it in the first place. But I think I knew. I think I knew I couldn't reverse it. What if you rewire the radio? Black to red, red to black? So, we could take... I almost want to take the motor out and test it right on that output shaft. Just to see if it works. Right? Take the stock motor out and put a revolver 380 in. I don't think that the bolt pattern is the same. The 380 revolver has actually got like a larger bolt pattern, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not taking this motor out. That I immediately decided that that sounded like too much work. So, there you go. The Furitech motor fits in there, apparently. I could see that. But I think we can determine that this does have some timing. I'll discuss with Randall later. Listen, Randall. 380 works awesome in there. Okay, it does fit in there. I was talking with Holmes about it the other day, and he's like, I'm not 100% sure that it'll fit. So I hadn't checked it yet, and Holmes wasn't sure. the UTB 18 has a three. No, I knew that this had a 380 motor. Holmes was concerned that his 380 had a different mounting fact, different mounting dimension. So specifically the revolver, I should say, the 380 revolver that Holmes had. I should say. Randall spouting fake news. Randall thinking that he had a low profile servo in here. There we go. We have officially done science. Capra. Better put my fancy RPM tachometer gauge away. We don't want to, we can't let tools like this get in the wrong hands. We're not going to put that back how they had it. We're just going to jam it in the pocket. Can you compare the cage sizes of the mini and the regular Capra? I don't have my Capra in here. My Capra is in the garage, so I can't help you there. Isn't it awesome that Axial made a vehicle perfect for the OG G-May buggy chassis? Oof, not a fan of that chassis. How you picked up the Capra? I thought you were going to toss it behind you. Yeah. It's such a cute little thing. Plucky. Measurement of the cage. This. Thoughts on the Axial 40th anniversary 1982 Chevy? Ben, worst flip that truck that came through the studio. Ooh. What would be the worst one? Oh, it'd be from the last season of it. That what was it, like a truggy type chassis that was so bad. It, like, the fab work on it was just horrendous. Well, things like, when you have like a tube come down this way and you want a tube, even if it's gonna like go from here and then continue on, you have one tube that goes through, the next one goes and it hits that tube, and then you put another tube on the other side that meets up with it. That's how you do tube work. However, and it's not the only time I've seen this, but it was one of the first times I've seen it done, is like they had a tube going this way and then they just laid the other one on top of it. So, and then they just welded them together. And I was just like, that's the ugliest. If you do tube work, don't do that. Do not do that. It looks like hot garbage. And it's just like, have some pride. Don't lay tubes over top of each other, ever. Oh yeah, dimensions. The dimension, overall length of this, 265 millimeters by, call her 97 wide. And from bottom of the skid to top of the roof, closest makes no difference, 100 millimeters. Not unless you're building a shopping cart. Exactly. That's exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Wish you could have put crawlers on that anniversary model, not those higher. Yeah, I don't. That anniversary model was just a weird. I don't know. It's okay. It's like weight bias, battery passenger versus battery driver. I don't really care. As long as it's pretty close to even overall, I'm fine. I don't, like the whole torque twist thing, like most modern cars that are designed fairly well don't have much torque twist. So, will you just shove those Wait, will you just shove those a less under the T-jet? Axles under the, aha. So my plan, axles under the T-jet. I'm going to take the skid plate out and I'm going to design a chassis that I can cut and bolt to the skid plate, and then I'll adjust shock angles. I might adjust shock length too. These shocks might be a hair long. So I'll design up a chassis that I can quickly put together. And the only difficult thing about it in the slightest is going to be the fact that the width of the shock mounts and the full-size servo make it a real tight passage to get a frame rail between the servo and the shock. You see that area, like basically right there? Like that is a very tight fit. So there's some options to do, but we'll see. That's gonna be the only thing that's even like a pause in being able to just jam through it. So either way, not that big of a deal. Ideal rig weight. It really depends. It depends on everything. Like, depends on how much scale stuff you need to, I mean, ideally it's almost nothing, but it depends on where it's at. Like, you have to have certain things, so weight's going to add up. And then you just got to keep going, you know, putting things. You have tape on the wheel. I have tape on the tire. Not on the wheel. Thoughts on the new Stealth tranny? I don't like that it's part of the skid plate. You know, it's like, you guys remember the G-Made bomb? It had that two-piece design, and it was just a clicking nightmare. They did it because it's cheap. It's the bottom, it's like half of the mold is also the skid plate mold, so it's one less mold they have to make, or one less piece they have to mold. It's just like, I don't know. I don't like that. I want my transmission to be a separate, complete sealed unit. But I don't know. It's like varied standoffs width at a flat rail makes them a bit easier to compensate. Wait, varied standoff widths on a flat rail makes them a bit easier to compensate for. You're talking about like with the taper of everything? Yeah, that's totally easy and fine to do. It's the fact that there's just hardly any room between the shock and the servo, and they're right at each other. So it doesn't give you any room to like get things through there and let it move. So when it moves, the shocks and things move around, they get in the room. Bomb was awesome once it was fixed. No. That car was still hot garbage. That rear shitty cantilever setup was terrible. Transmission was a clicking nightmare. The gear, that truck, man, that one I did not like at all. It's like, yeah, it's like a lot of trucks can be decent once you do a bunch more to them. I can't remember the last time G-Made did anything that I ended up liking. The GOM was the worst. That was the kit that got me. The G-Made GOM was one of the worst trucks. Like, I think I went back and I deleted that live stream. I didn't build that in here. That was when I did a live stream at the office. But it was such a shit build. So do you feel that the 1/18th Capra is worth it, or just get the 1/10th? Do I think that it's worth it? So for $250, it comes with a battery and everything. It's ready to go. So $250, you have to include that. You know, a 1/10 scale, you're going to be at like what, 380? So you're a big distance between them. Now, I am such a bigger fan of 1/10 that I'm just like, if you can't, but you're looking at like a 50% increase almost. So like, I feel like it is worth it because of how much. RTR is at $299. Are you sure? You're saying that the Capra RTR is at $299 right now? I had not seen that. Last I had looked, it was at like $370. Interesting. The G-Make Buffalo was okay, but I broke the trans 3 times. I never owned the Buffalo. By that time I was done buying G-Mades. Bomb, I have no issue. Crawls very well on my local train. Yeah, it's just like one of those things. I'm like, I bought the Bomb and I built it up, and it's like, for the cost, there was nothing about it that I thought was as good as another truck that was the same price or cheaper. Like, there wasn't anything that Bomb did that I thought was like, yes, this is the way, this would be something I could say is a good option. I couldn't do it. I found nothing about it that was redeeming compared to its competitors. So yeah. Does the 1/10 have lights included? It does as well. This one, it's just like, it fits such a different little area. I don't know. I think it is worth it for its own reasons. I just really like 1/10 scale. But like for smaller scale stuff, this is probably one of my favorites because it's less small scale than the others. Get an R1. Oh, the G-Made R1. Nope, that's another one I had and would not do again. I had the Sawback, again, one I would never do again. I mean, leaf springs for 1. For 2, Phillips head hardware. For 3, the body, even though it's a Jeep-ish, just can't. I'm not a fan. Enduro SE versus Red Cat Gen 8 V2. Ooh, that is a good question. And that, I mean, if you start looking like feature to feature, it's one of those things like the Gen 8, it looks like it would kick the Enduro's ass. It has metal links. It has bearings. It's, got portals if you start wanting to compare those things. Metal body shocks and metal links, if I didn't say that already. It's just like, man. But it's a Red Cat, and that is the problem. So I would say the Enduro, but it's just like, man, you're gonna have a lot to do to make that Enduro. Yes, it's $299. That's the thing. $299. It's good for people because it's one of the cheapest options right now. I just hate that for the price they took out so much value. It's got plastic transmission gears, it's got bushings, it's got plastic links. I don't know. I feel like it's a servo on axle, which the performance guys are gonna like. But for the scale guys, I'm just like, man, it's a weird market. So I totally get why they did it. And the price point was RPP has the 1/10 Capra for $299. That is a wild deal. You need a Red Cat with a Lloyd body. Pass 2 times. Pass. Hard pass. Josh, I'm looking at the parking lot of Oak Beach. Should I bring a truck or a low car like a Prius? Okay. Honestly, a low car is absolutely fine. So the parking lot up top is super easy to get to, but you can pull all the way down to where we'll be down on the beach with no problem. Like even in a car, you'll see cars down there. It is on the sand, but you'll see tons of cars. There's a little driveway right to it. Like park up top and then just come down first if you want, whatever. I'm telling you, don't stress on it at all. It's going to be super easy. I've got a Lloyd body. I got a Gen 8. Merry Christmas. Moose Jaw, no. Moose Jaw, did I give you a Red Cat? Or did I give you... Oh, I gave you the Red Cat's Gen 7s, I think. I didn't give you a Gen 8. Or did I give you a Gen 8? Did I sell it? I don't remember. I can't recall. 300. It's 9 o'clock. No, it's 8 o'clock. Why does my computer say 9 o'clock? Why did my computer not adjust? It did adjust for daylight savings before, but now it has reverted back. That's very odd. Josh, are you really going to cut that Capra up? Am I going to cut it up? No, I'm just going to take it apart and then use parts of it. And then the rest of it I don't necessarily won't use. Like the chassis. That part will leave. And then it will go under a new chassis. It's almost 10 in Missouri. It's tomorrow somewhere already. Phoenix is out of here. Good night, guys. Thank you, Phoenix. Happy Veterans Day again to Phoenix. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to all the veterans. Just ordered my Wheels of Fortune. Congrats. There's not lots on the site. I put a bunch up before I left, but they had already started going through. 4 a.m. See, it's already tomorrow in Portugal. 5 a.m. Patches. Are you in you're in Italy, right? We're worst special edition. Are you behind, Brandon, or are you talking about something I'm not 100% familiar with? I wish there were more 6x6 body styles like the original 90s model Dodge T-Rex. Oh, I remember that thing. Yeah, it's like one of those things. 6x6s are so specific that I feel like it's so hard for companies to do. Like, they got to really commit to it. It's 10 o'clock somewhere. Look at that ridiculous hair. It's so long. Ugh. 4 a.m. Great. Started putting together. Phoenix Builders kit today. Congrats. Time for the mullet. You know what? Nicole would not allow that. It's Nicole likes the long hair. I mean, it's mainly her idea, but I'm kind of a fan. Will you be running the Wheel of Fortune until the end of Christmas? I don't know if it'll be going that long or not. We'll see. When you release your first emo album, tonight will be the night. Oh, I spilled crap everywhere when I knocked that stuff over. Receivers, tray. Would you get the Traxxas 118th or the SCX 24? Ooh. I would do the Traxxas over the SCX 24. I'll say that. Like, next to each other, these things do just look a different world better built. Now, you know, aftermarket support and things like that, super hard to beat for the Axial. So, that is the hard part. Um, but I this thing is super super crazy nice. Um, do you think Traxxas will upscale the straight axle from the 118th? No, I do not. I think that they did it in this to hit the price point and keep it, you know. Will the TRX4M aftermarket catch up? I would dollars to donuts bet you that it will. I think TRX 4M part will follow very quickly. 100% agree. That is absolutely. Sorry if it's been an ass, but why not keep the builder's bundle after the holidays? It's like that's a thing that like, we're doing in house. Like it's not a super easy thing, and I just don't know that it's the market for it. So for now, it won't be a thing that continues. It's just a holiday deal, special, and then it'll go away. But I don't necessarily expect that to come back. That was something that we thought would be fun to do for the holiday season. Just push it out there, do a limited number of them, say it is what it is, and once it's done, need a straight axle version of the Builder's Bundle. David Ferris, did you not check the website? Because we launched the straight axle version on Wednesday. So there is a straight axle version. I think that they're out of stock right now, but more will be up next week. So yes, we did do both. I grabbed 2 of the portal axle versions and 1 of the straight axle already. It was an awesome idea. It was fun. We really wanted to do some stuff this year. We don't normally do like Black Friday stuff. We've done it the last 2 years, but this year we're like, let's like just actually like kind of dive in and do it and just have fun. And just, it has been fun for us. I have a question about my VS14 chassis and AR45s if you have a minute. We're literally on a live stream. So if you get your question, except that will probably be the only question I see of yours. And no, post your question up. With every company hitting smaller scales, will Vanquish put out a rig eventually and or a 1/6? I don't know. It's tough. It's a super tough market. Like, we are a very small company compared to like these guys. And the small scale stuff, the volume of these things that you have to do to make the economics of it all pay is pretty wild. Once you hear about it, like with what the tooling costs on these, and then what the individual price of these costs to have manufactured, and then to bring over and then sell at a cheap price, your margins are pretty small. So you have to sell a ton of them for that to all then work out. And the good thing about small scale is that you often do. But could we do it nearly as cheap as them? Probably not. These guys have electronics people. You know, Trex has all their own stuff. Axial has all their own people as well. You know, a lot of their Axials is like rebrands of Hobby Wing and things like that. But it's still like a relationship. They've got tons of projects where they can absorb some of that cost. There's a lot of economics to that whole world, and they are cool, but I don't necessarily know that it's our space to live in. You know what I mean? 1/6, which would be like $3,000. Could be. But can you guys make parts that are like super nice for the SCX24? I mean, the thing is, like, to make a little axle or an axle that's 10th scale is like the same amount of time, because you can use a little bit bigger tools versus a little bit smaller tools. So you're going to pay $300 for your SCX24 axles? Probably not. 1/6 Ripper. It would cost about the same as a well-equipped Toyota Corolla. Can you still buy Corollas? Oh yeah, you can. They had like the GR Corolla. I was like, does the Corolla still exist? The people need a new Ultra or Pro. I know what you mean. The new GR Corolla is sick. Yeah, one of my coworkers is put in on the list for one of the GR Corolla Core editions. So let's see. Let's get some Rock Jocks or Curry F9s on the Black Friday deals. Like, we already can't. Those are still in production and hard to keep up with. How dare you not know your modestly priced Toyotas? How dare you? Anyone figure out the dump DRX4 battery thing? I'd really like to ditch the USB. I know what you mean. There is an, this is an 82 Honda. How dare you? I don't even remember what that quote is from. I remember is it Dak Shepard who says it, or the punk Ashton Kutcher? Who says that quote? Do you still build cages and crawlers from scratch? Yes, I do. Employee of the month. Okay. So was it Dak Shepard, or did Dane Cook say it? It was Dax Shepard, right? I swear that the last Builder's Bundle was my last kit. Now straight axle version. It was Dax Shepard. Okay, that's what I thought. Dax Shepard's awesome. He's an RC guy. Do you guys know that? He's got a bunch of RCs. TRX4s and a bunch of all kinds of stuff. Chances of VP Losi Baja Ray axles? Oof. It's not 0 because we actually still have the fixturing and everything for that stuff. But he's a really big car enthusiast. Yeah, he's on the new Top Gear, right? Yeah. But he's also a big RC guy. His wife, Kristen Bell, she's posted like videos of him playing with like his TRX4s and lowrider, Red Cat lowriders and drift car, X Maxes, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, big RC guy. Who'd have known? Who'd have thunk it? His wife let him tear up the backyard and turn it into an RC track. Rad. There you go. Another reason to like Dax Shepard. One of my favorite movies with Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell in it is Hit and Run. Never seen it. It's silly, stupid type stuff, but it's still great. For my last question of the night, what scanner do you have again? I've been debating buying one for RC and my one-to-one restore hobby. Ooh, one-to-one restore hobby. That's cool. I've got the Creality CR Scan Lizard. It's pretty good. For the price, it's not bad. It takes some work though. Thoughts on Donut Media's RC videos? You mentioned slightly in Scale News. Yeah, I watched it. It's always interesting to hear people from outside the RC hobby who have the thoughts on it. So like, if you guys don't know, Donut Media, you probably have seen on YouTube if you spend much time on YouTube. Not everybody does. Full size auto stuff normally. They're not necessarily like the foremost experts on anything. I think we can all say, like, Donut's pretty good. I'm entertained by it. I like it. But they're not experts. And they don't claim to be. They're just kind of like the, hey, let's figure shit out, guys. I think that's pretty fair. I'm not an expert on anything automotive either. RC stuff, I feel like I'm pretty close. I'm more into Donut Operator. Big fan of Donut Operator. I'm a patron of it. I'm a member of his Patreon. But they did an RC video where they took cheap versions, mid-range, and expensive versions of a basher, a crawler, and a drift car. And, you know, they bought like a $30 basher, an Arma, like Black Rock or something, like their mid-range, and then they grabbed a Losi laser nut. And, you know, compared them, they're like, yeah, the mid-range is the way to go. I'm like, man, the Losi laser nut's like not really a fair comparison. And it's just like, I don't know. Like anything. And it's also the reason that I hate comparison videos. Like this versus that, or, you know, this truck versus this truck. What? I hate those. I won't do them, you know? But they're super popular YouTube videos. Like, we're going to take like TRX4M versus the Capra. Which one should you buy? Like, those are the videos. You're going to see 15 of those videos already uploaded. And it's just like, there's so many variables. It's just like, ugh. Honestly, they're the cringiest videos to me, but people eat them up. And it's just like every one of them I watch, I'm just like, there's so many flaws in everything. You know, you can have two of these exact same rock crawlers and like try and do the same line over. It's just like, it's never the same. Your throttle input's never the same. You get a different bounce. You do it a little bit different. Everything. There's a million things. So it's just like, we take this one versus this. Where should you go? It's just like, I hate those videos and I won't do them. And they drive me nuts to watch, but it's the thing. I get it. If you want to make money on YouTube, it's the thing to do. And if that is your goal, and if you want to get big subscriber numbers, that's the thing to do. If you're starting a YouTube channel and you want subscribers, do this versus that, you know, this top 10 lists and stuff like that, and you'll blow up. You'll get huge numbers. It's going to cost you some money at first, but in the end, you'll make a bunch of money. And if it just makes me cringe. So Harley Designs for Scale Builders Guild. Who should you watch? You know, it's just like, you could try and come up with all of the, I tell you what, the only videos of like comparison videos that I like is Project Farm, I think is his name. And he does like tool comparison videos. And his methods are like they're really, really good. He comes up with some, but it's a little bit more, the metrics are a little bit easier to compare things on in some of those ways. So honestly, it's just, I really, really like his videos and the way that he does things. And, you know, I have experience with some of the tools that he uses. Like I'll use a couple, and it's just like, he does such a good job. I really, really respect how Project Farm does things. And I can't say that I've seen a lot of other comparison videos that I've felt the same on. It's just my personal thing. So it's my own personal gripe. You know, it's, but I get it. Like a lot of these channels, like, listen, if YouTube is how you plan to try and make your money, you have to make money. If that's going to be your full-time job, then you need to do what is going to do the best. And lists and versus videos are how you make money. So how can I, you know, you can't tell someone don't make money. It's like, hey, this is what people want to watch, so I'm going to do what people want to watch. There you go. Is what it is. I'll say, our YouTube specifically, in this video so far, I have a little thing here. It says my chat revenue. I have made $58.90. And that's nice. It's better than if I was sitting here twiddling my thumbs. It's not going to pay an hourly rate of whatever, but you know, if you're trying to live off of that, it would be difficult because you still have to pay taxes and you still got to do everything and blah, 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 blah. But in the end, RC YouTube is not how I'm trying to make a living. It is attached to it. I don't know how I got on this soapbox, but, or become a YouTuber and rack up 3 million subs in a couple of years, making big bucks only to have 30-year-old criminal charges come out. Wait, what? Hold on. Or become a YouTuber and rack up 3 million subs in a couple of years, making big bucks only to have 30-year-old criminal charges come out. What is that about? Someone tell me. Started Twiddling Thumbs ASMR channel. I'd probably make more money. I hate top 10 videos with computer generated voices. Oh, I know what you mean. Joker 5510714 for some beer. Thank you, sir. It's a hobby, not a living. Now, I do make my living in RC, but I go to work all day. Harley, what is your favorite scale rig? This truck is not done, but if you asked me, what is your favorite truck? This is my favorite truck. It will be. It's a VS410 Pro underneath. VS410 Pro axles, and it's got a custom cage on top. And this is a VS410 Pro body that's been narrowed about an inch. So still needs a lot of work. I'm not in any hurry to get it done, but this is my favorite truck. There's a Ripper right next to it, which is super cool, and I like it, but this is my favorite. The Ripper is on an SCX10 chassis with Vanquish SCX10-2 axles, and I like those things, but the VS410 chassis just makes everything better. It's got some travel. It's got offset pumpkins. It's got a VFD. This is my favorite truck. Let's see. Dude from Adventures with Purpose just got taken. No. Dude, that's what you guys meant with the head guy from Adventures with Purpose? I watch Adventures with Purpose. Like wait, what? Did that just happen? I saw one of their videos like yesterday. What? One of the main guys that runs Adventures with Purpose did things. Oh. Oh no. 3 days ago. I'm going to have to. Wow. Which one? Like the main guy? Jared's the main guy, right? Not the big bearded guy. Holy crap. I am actually and oh my god. This is very unentertaining YouTube, I'm sure, but I'm like actually shocked. Oof. Alrighty then. Where's Nicole? She needs to hear this. She wouldn't have any idea who I was talking. Wow. Um. Huh. Okay then. Don't look it up tonight. The rabbit hole goes on forever. Holy crap. I heard he grew his hair long. I heard he grew his hair long, changed his life forever. Shut it, Rob. Huh. I've never seen that YouTube channel. What did they do on that channel? Ryan, what they did is it's called Adventures with Purpose. They're an underwater search and rescue team. Basically, they would go to an area where a cold case was. Oftentimes, it could be 6 months or sometimes not even. Sometimes it was only weeks old. Like there was one up here recently where a girl went missing. And it could be 6 months, it could be 30 plus years. And they go and they dive or they like retrace steps of where someone might have been, last known places. And they go to probable locations in lakes and rivers and things like that. And they have scanning, like underwater sonar type stuff that's pretty much just consumer available level stuff. And they get really good results. It's really, really impressive. And I really like their like underwater scanning gear. And then they dive down, find it, oftentimes recover it or aid in law enforcement recovering it. And they have closed a lot of cases, and it's pretty, I don't want to say entertaining because I feel like that's opportunistic to say about, people who are missing loved ones. But it makes for a compelling video to watch. So yeah, it truly is interesting, and it's well put together. The videography and the editing, the narrating is all done very well. They're easy to watch videos, even though they can be pretty long. But yeah, that's wild. Alrighty then. Cheers. So then, I kind of hate that I just bought 10-2 Portal Bundle. Glad I'm saving. Hey, you're saving. It's okay. Anyway, Josh, what's in the Builders Bundle and what do they cost? Basically, it's like a VS410 Phoenix without body, bumpers, bodies, bumpers, wheels, or tires. It's basically what it is. VS410 chassis, VFD twin. It does come with the titanium links instead of stainless. It comes with either the portal or the straight axles. It comes with SAD shocks. And yeah, I need a crawler for my wife. Many options. What I would suggest is get a crawler that you think she'll like, but that you also like. Just in case that she doesn't, then you have two. Let's see. David Fair, same legit. I had a half pause wondering if straight axle version might come out, and then it painted her favorite color. Exactly. Best gifts RC related to put on the RC Christmas list. If you don't have it already, put the Milwaukee Gyro on your list. Matt and I usually do Christmas lists on the live streams on Wednesdays, and we will again, because they're always good ones to do. But yeah, I'm a big fan of asking for tools, because parts themselves are like so specific here and there. Did I say Milwaukee? I'm sorry. DeWalt Gyro. You got to get the DeWalt Gyro. Make sure it's the one with the clutch. You want the clutch one. They have one that doesn't have the clutch. Not that one, because you are a tool. Gringo. Your mom went to college. Tools are always good. If you don't have them, get the Vanquish drivers. I mean, I use a ton of tools. We sell like adapters to use regular bits in the DeWalt, but I don't use ours for that. I use the Traxxas speed tips, but our drivers with the bearing cap are seriously the best thing ever. If you don't have those, you need them. Trust me. They're get the metric set first. Just get the metric set, and then you'll get them. You go, these are so much better than all the other ones, and you'll understand, and then you'll get the rest. Trust me. Just do it. Why would you need tools? You already are. I know you are, but what am I? No bushings in those? No. Even our tools come with bearings and not bushings. Traveling from one side of South Dakota to the other for hunting. So far, no deer casualties, knock on wood. That's no joke. Driving across South Dakota at night, you got to be fun. You got to be on your toes. I was driving across northwestern Nebraska, coming from we had a cabin in Custer, outside of Custer, South Dakota. So we would drive from Custer, South Dakota to Omaha, where I grew up. And we'd drive across. You'd either go up into South Dakota and drive across, what is that, like Interstate 90? I don't know. Whatever's north of 80. Or you drive across the Nebraska side through like Alliance and Hyannis and all these. And I remember we were out of gas. We were in a 96 Ford F-250 single cab long bed with the 460 in it and pulling a trailer, and it was getting like 3 miles to the gallon. And we had a skid loader on the back, and we were like, and we pulled in. We had both tanks. And you'd have to, we were like, both of these show, there's no movement on the needle when you switch between either one. And we finally like like coasted in. And it was like a gas station that didn't even have the price. It had no price listed anywhere. And it was just like whatever this old Indian guy wanted to charge you. But whatever it was worth it because we were not going to make it any further. So, yeah. Said, yeah, the name of the town is, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Hyannis. Hyannis? Let me look it up. Hyannis, Nebraska. It's Hyannis. That is literally the name of it. Hyannis. Is there a phonetic? Let's see. Hyannis is a village in Grant County, Nebraska. Population was 165. But I still remembered the name of it. Is there a niner in there? Yeah. There is no phonetic spelling, so I'm going to have to guess that maybe it's Hyannis. I don't know. Yes, I use sorry, someone asked about the bit set. I don't know where my bit set is. I think it's in my backpack that I've got packed, ready to go. Yeah. So, yes, there's a lot of funny names of cities. There's Licking, Missouri. I mean, there's all kinds of just terrible names of places. What truck are you taking to the comp tomorrow? This is my comp truck that I'm taking. It's got my F10 portals and portal knuckles, new servo on axle mount for them, VFD with a revolver, BR Mini. Or no, not BR Mini, a Crawlmaster V2. I'm not reading all of these terrible place names. Other the on our way when we would drive from Kansas City down to Lake of the Ozarks, where my parents lived for a while, you drove through Tightwad, Missouri. Population 69. Real place. What electronics did you put on the Woods Runner? There's nothing in here. Well, there's nothing in here for motor. There is servos in here, and I actually just took a motor out of my comp rig and changed over to that revolver, so I could drop in. I could actually put this other motor in. Seat. But I put in this is the Reefs 1100 Smart. SMRT, as Matt would say, and the 800IS internal winch. So I put those two in there, and I just took out this, which one is this? 1800 kV fusion system. I just took that out of that comp rig before I switched to the revolver. So I should just throw that in here, is what I should do. That would be a good idea for me. Do those smart servos really put out the numbers they claim, not being direct power? I've never used it. I put it in here. It is still brand new. It has not even been uncoiled. So, I don't know. I have no information to confirm or deny. I'm still blown away about this freaking AWP thing. Jesus. Good video from here in Fort Francis, Ontario, Canada. Well, Vincent, guess what? You are way behind, because I think we were talking about that many moons ago, and I hope that you catch up. Maybe you're already catching it. Maybe you're just commenting that this is a good video. My guess is, though, that you're talking about the quality from 2.5 hours ago. What's your favorite RC? Wait, what's your favorite RC 70s Chevy body? That is a very specific question. The only one I can think of at all is the narrowed C10 body that lives on the original, or not the original, the second version of the Woods Runner that I owned that Ben at Scale Crawler Fab Shop owns now. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, I'm building an 8x8 with 4 Enduro IFS kits. The chassis is finished and can run, but I'm really not sure what body to choose. I can use Fusion 360 for some modeling. Do you have any ideas of cool bodies? I mean, I would feel like an independent suspension 8x8. You're looking at like those man truck style ones, right? Like I feel like that's your only option for that kind of style. I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure there's other ways to go too, but it sounds like a very specific look type build. I see you have the mini extinguisher. Where? Oh, this. The mini version of my giant fire extinguisher water bottle. Step side body style or square body style? Flat. I would say that growing up, I was step side, but I feel like now I'm more flat, square side, whatever you would want to call it. Standard width truck bed style. Growing up though, flare side, step side, that was my jam. That was what I was like, that's the cool one there. Step side for sure. Yeah, not anymore for me. I'm more straight body. Yeah. Fleet side. Okay, that sounds familiar. Currently -4 on our journey across South. Oof, it's like 60 here. Yeah, I'm team fleet side now. That's where I live. What is your go-to steering servo? You go to first. Mine is the 7555 TG. That used to be fairly, a fairly decent servo, but now, I'm more like, I really like these near 1,000 ounce inch direct power 4S capable servos. So, I've got the Reefs 888 here, which I like. I've got some of the Holmes, like the 650s and the 800s, even the 500s, which are all still like 800 to 1,100 ounce inches. That would be my. I'm power hungry these days. So have you directed Futaba to make any direct power crawler servos? Futaba is a Japanese company, and getting the Japanese to do things that we suggest is difficult. Only now is Futaba Japan allowing us to get the momentary control for our DT switches. So I remember when 500 ounce inches was considered crazy. I know. I know. Don't get rid. I'm not. It's just the Japanese have a very specific way that they like when to consider to do things. And that's just the way that they do it. So as a sponsored driver though, you carry weight. You're kind of a big, used to be. As times have changed with them, like my direct contact with Futaba Japan has ended completely. I haven't talked to anybody at Futaba Japan since Great Plains went out of business. So when Great Plains was in business, they were the they were the U.S. They were in charge of U.S. distribution and development for Fataba. And when Great Plains went out of business, they stuck Fataba with about a little bit over $2.2 million in debt. That is what Great Plains owed Fataba Japan and didn't pay. And that was all in public records. So that's nothing secret. That's just what the known number was. And there that wasn't the biggest number. That was like a top 10 number of what they owed, but it wasn't the biggest. So when that all ended, Fataba took over their own distribution after a while, and they opened it up down in I think it's Tennessee. So so and when they did that, a lot of stuff changed. How they handled so many things changed. The people who I dealt with Fataba Japan through, that was all gone. Nobody really knew or remember it, so it was very different. Are they the real reason HPI went under? No, HPI went under because of HPI. The owner of HPI was a guy. His name was Tatsuro. He he was the reason HPI went under. He had a lifestyle that was not able to be supported the same way. Like he lived like it was the Savage heydays when they were selling, you know, 10,000 or more Savages a month. You know, HPI was just rolling in cash. Well, when that stopped being the case, he didn't necessarily stop living like that. Oh, I got another servo screen. He had Tatsuro, I believe, still has a very nice Ferrari collection. I think he had an Enzo. He has a lot of very nice things. So he still, I believe now he lives in Hawaii still. So a lot of fishy stuff in that history, with a lot of things. You know, just lots and lots of stories, lots and lots of very very interesting stories. So, you know, it, it's it's been interesting to learn about a lot of that stuff over the years. But yeah, no, their demise was not because of that. So, let's see. Do you prefer Hobby Wing or Castle Motors for bashers? I don't have either. The only bashers I own currently are, well, I guess I do kind of. The only bashers that I own currently are Armas, and they all run Hobby Wing motors, I believe, is their OEM. So, so many secrets with RC. Oh, there's so many good ones. I'd love to tell, but it's just you can't. The RC industry is a small world, very small world, and it's been so. I haven't even been in it that long. You know, a lot of these guys have been in the RC industry, 30 plus years, and they there there has been some. It's been through some shit. So, yeah. Right. Let's put a couple of washer heads through the Mets guy. So I'm gonna drop. I took this apart because I'm gonna put a fusion in there, and the fusion, it will fit in the VFD just fine, but you to get it to fit, you do have to take the back end bell cover off, which is just I think 2 screws, and you have to put it on before you get the motor plate all bolted together. If you woke up tomorrow to no RC in the world, what would be your hobby? I'd go back to full size stuff. You know, full size stuff is a lot of fun. It just takes a lot of space, takes a lot of commitment. Either tow rigs, and it just takes a lot to do RC. And I'm such an obsessive type. Like that I want to do it the best that I can, or the best that I think is possible. I'm not saying that I do things the best possible, better than everybody ever, but I feel like I have the ability to try and play at that level. Like I have the access to machinery to make some of the wildest stuff, and then I have a lot of the tools, and it's just my skills that need to develop. But in the RC world, or in the full size world, I don't have the budget to build anything at that level. So it would be like a full just a nope, start over. You are nobody. You know nothing. You know nothing. You can build nothing. You sit there in your corner with your shit box and just. So, yeah, you know, I love RC for so many reasons. It's, you know, I don't know. It's probably a character flaw of mine to feel like that's why I want to do RC. But I can also do it comfortably here in a room in my house. And, you know, it's not a, I can be very comfortable where going back to working on full size stuff, you're always dirty. It takes a ton of, you need a big ass shop. You need a, one day I'll build myself a shop and I'll, you know, get myself a trail buggy built up. But still have the Scout back in, well, it's in Kansas, but, you know, in our scene now, especially racing, wait, sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Uh, Everything was hand fabricated and lots of Dremel, and guys like Kinwald would have killed for 3D printing, etc., to produce test parts quickly. Oh, for sure. I mean, it's so many of the tools now. Just the availability of well-made parts now makes stuff so much easier. When we started RC crawling, even like the availability of parts was, it was nowhere. You couldn't find crap. You had to make stuff out of shitty, you know, cutting boards from Walmart for a chassis. Like that's all we had. Where is my, this, Pleasure Ranger Stampede trans and TLT axles. Yeah. I built 2 buggy in my garage. Well, yeah, I mean, I've, we that's what we worked in too, was the garage. But like, I want to do it. Like, I just feel like I'd love to do it the way that I know it could be done. I want a big chassis table. I want a nice bender all set up with proper base and all. Like, that's the thing. Like, I know that that's possible. So like, I've worked with you know, homemade JD squared tube bender and a air over hydraulic conversion from Harbor Freight in a garage where we couldn't bend it all the way because it hit the ceiling. So we had to like drag it outside at -20 weather and bend it quick and then bring it back inside. Like, this shit's miserable. I'm I'm not just a prima donna in RC. I just that sounds cold. That sounds uncomfortable. It's just always that way. Kids these days don't know the struggle. Rocking on a porch in a rocking chair. Exactly. Damn kids and their fancy iPads and eh, NiCad batteries. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Just freaking batteries, so much better. You're gonna have to move out of Cali if you want to build anything. They keep banning everything modified. Yeah, it's you know. Let me tell you. You know how much shit's illegal out here? A lot. You know how many vehicles I pass on my way to work every day that have 2018 license plates? A lot. You know why? Because they don't enforce anything either. Like, like, I wish they'd enforce just like some of the laws they have. It's I can bitch about this state for a lot of reasons, but illegal if you don't get caught. So, fun fact: I am a terribly irresponsible adult in general. If it's not in my immediate, then I just put it off and I put it off and I put it off, and it's a terrible trait of mine, and I give myself anxiety over this shit all the time. But I bought my Gladiator in Washington, Washington State, and the process to get it like to get it tagged in California was a huge pain in the ass. So I just didn't do it for like, I don't know, what, like your temp tags are like 30 days, right? Something like that. And I didn't put tags on my Gladiator for um 15 months. I was like, you know how much trouble I got in? None. Did you get it in Tacoma? No, I got it in Olympia. We have it's like some of our best friends moved up to Olympia, and we were up there visiting them, and I was like, let's go over to the Jeep dealership. I just want to see what they have. And I was like, oh, look at that. They had the one I wanted. So we traded in the Honda and drove it home. So yeah. So yeah, you know, it was like 15 months. I bought my Gladiator in Kentucky. It was easy to get tagged. Was done. They brought it back February. Can't make it across the state line back into Illinois. Oh, Illinois. I didn't mean to say Illinois. Is there any use for Losi Nightcrawler axles? Some people will say yes. I would. I'm not saying that there's no use for them, but I can't say that if I had a set in a parts bin here in my studio that I would ever use them. But that's not to say that they're useless. To me, They're useless. Are they? Yes, they are worm drive axles. Same axles as that were on the Losi comp crawler, basically. Stop lying. You knew that Jeep was on the lot before you left for that trip. I'm pretty sure that I didn't check. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. Maybe I did. I can't remember for certain. But it was not the intention for the trip. It's not why we were going to go up there anyway. They're the ones who I did the wedding for. I was the officiant at their wedding. That's why you took the Honda and not your other mall crawler. No, not true. The Honda was the better road trip car. We always road tripped with the Honda. That was a very consistent choice. The conversation before leaving. No, Nicole, let's really clean out the Honda. We did not do that. We had to do a lot of like shuffling of shit from the Honda to the new Jeep. So I guess we got that accomplished. There's a motor in the Woods Runner now. Every once in a while we make just a hair of progress on this. Why don't I have a drag link on this thing? That's weird. Is there any use for a Capra dig unit on an Wait, is there any way to use a Capra dig unit on an SCX-102 training? No, there's not. And the Capra dig unit is terrible. So get the Vanquish dig unit. It is infinitely better in all cases, always, without exception, ever. Yeah, because going to Washington where everything is mud and rain and a Honda makes sense. You think we ever... The wildest thing we did is turn onto a side street that was still paved. What do you think we're doing? We're driving, punched in an address, drove there, got on the interstate, done. I-5 the whole way. And then just... I've got you beat. I haven't registered mine in California for 2 years now. When I moved here, I had my Missouri tags for like... They were good for 2 years. And then I think I had them here not good for like close to that. Anyway, it is time to end this. I still have some stuff to do. For tomorrow, you guys have been great. Thank you for watching tonight. We had a good crowd all night. I don't know why. This is not that entertaining of a show. It is me sitting in a room by myself talking. We are in the simulation. There's no one actually here. When do we get a Beam stream? I know. I've been playing Beam a little bit again because I've had some free time. But not tonight because I have comp things to do. I get batteries charging and stuff like that. Keep going. There's no Nicole to say no. No, I've got stuff to do that I always put off because I have a live stream. What Facebook group are you in that has the local crawling events? This one is specifically, if you go to my Harley Designs Facebook page, you'll see it linked. It's called Sacramento Area Cone Dodgers, or SACT for short. So, go to my Facebook page of the Harley Designs one, and I shared a post from it, or an event, and you'll see it there. You can join that. It will tell you the local when we have these events specifically locally. There's other Facebook groups like the Folsom Area Crawlers or something like that. They have local events as well. So Check them out. I can't get this to line up. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Greed. We're here for the greed. Okay. I don't get to see Friday night live stream because I work nights. I have tonight off. Hey, well, I'm glad you were here. So, anyway, with that, thanks to all of you. Just goddamn screws pissing me off. And on that note, hopefully I see some of you tomorrow. Come join the scale comp if you're local or local-ish to me. There'll be chips. See you guys.